Growing up, I had a hard time finding self-worth. From kindergarten to 8th grade, I was bullied. Getting picked on every day really lowered my self-confidence, and it just made me feel like I wasn't good enough. My mom took me to a therapist, and they said that I started developing symptoms of anxiety and depression disorder. And at 7, it was determined that I actually had both mental illnesses, and having those issues really messed with my perception of things, my perception of what people thought of me, what my family thought of me, what I thought of myself. It just got harder and harder for me to cope with. When you're in that dark place, you feel like you're just so alone and that no one cares for you and that there's no point. My first year at UNL was definitely a hard transition. I just really felt like I didn't really have an identity. I had quit soccer at the end of my senior year of high school just because I felt like I was done with the sport. A friend of mine who played on the soccer team with me in high school played for UNL. I would go to the games to cheer her on, and I started remembering just how much I loved the sport and how much I missed it because I had played it since I was 4 and it had just been a part of my life until I quit. I just had this feeling inside of me that I should try out for the team. I had never gone through with such a commitment, and I felt like if I made the team, I would be worth something. When I found out that I made the team, I literally burst into tears of joy. I ran down the hallway, was skipping and yelling, and I was just so excited. That was the first time I ever really felt proud of myself for accomplishing something that I wanted to do, and I just had a complete life swap from a regular student to a student athlete, and it was incredible. The first person that I really got to know on the team, her name's Michaela, and I decided to open up to her about my struggles. She started talking about God and just reciting verses to me, and it was the first time that I really heard that from anybody. And then later on, I got to know one of my other teammates. Her name's Haley. She actually sparked my interest in going to FCA, or the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Funny enough, my assistant coach, Anna Trent, her husband runs FCA. So through that, I started to get more and more curious about my faith and getting to know who God is and who Jesus was and what he did. We had a speaker named Keith Chansey. After every talk that he would give, he would end with a prayer. He directed it at the people there who were like me and still questioning. And I decided to say the prayer. Just everything that he said resonated with me and the place in my life that I was at that moment. Because I was laying out my faults. I was laying out, my sin and my sinly nature. It felt like I was talking to somebody who was eager to listen, and just at the end of the prayer, I felt my heart fill up with his spirit. My heart felt full for the first time in my life, and even to this day, that feeling hasn't gone away. When I initially tried to join the team, I thought that I would find an identity in my sport again. But now that I have my faith, I can find self-worth in God because God created me in his image and likeness, and I am a child of God. Depression and anxiety can't take over my life. God can take over my life, and he has, and he's filled my heart with so much joy, and I'm so blessed for that. I want to show people my love for God. I want to proclaim my love for God to the community that I'm in right now, and yeah, it's a personal relationship, but I just want to make it known. I'm not afraid to be a child of God. I'm willing to make that my identity because being a child of God is worth something special.